Bnei Yissaschar quotes a Medrash Pliya that states as follows: why was it that the Bnei Yisrael, during the episode of Purim, were destined for destruction, chas v'shalom? Says the Medrash, Sha'ala Esther, mipnei ma nischayvu soinein shal Yisrael, obviously a euphemism for Klal Yisrael, Klaya. Why were Klal Yisrael going to be destroyed? V'heshivu la min hashamayim, they answered her from Shemayim, mipnei shena'asu Yisrael mach v'rash, because Klal Yisrael became poor. Mach v'rash. We know there are various lashonos of poverty in Chazal. We have ani, we have evyoin, matanas evyoinim, there's a dal, there's a mach, there's a rush. The Medrash Pliya says mitnei that Klal Yisrael were mach v'rosh. Questions the Bnei Yissaschar, what is pshat in this Medrash Pliya? The Medrash continues and says, Miyad pachsa Esther, Miyad pascha Esther, Esther right away opened her mouth, v'amra, and she said, Keli, Keli loma zaftani, the capital in Tehillim, Perek Chav Beis, which is what we say on Purim, Lam Natzeach ala Yelas HaShachar, that the Gemara tells us is referring to Esther Hamalka. Pasuk Beis says, Eli, Eli, lama zaftani, rochak mishuase divrei shagasi. Ad kan divrei HaMedrash. So the Medrash says, why are they getting destroyed? They are mach v'rash, and Esther Hamalka responds, this pasuk, Perek Chav Beis, pasuk Beis, Keli, Keli, lama zaftani. So Bnei Yissaschar quotes from Reb Shamshon Mashtrapolya, the famous Makubal who was killed in the Khmelnytsky massacres of Tach V'Tat, and he says that if you look at the names of Malachim, and again, we don't speak out the names of Malachim as Reb Chaim Vital writes from his Rabbi, the Arizal, that we don't want to conjure up the koiches of a Malach except for certain given Malachim whose names feature in regular daily life, like Michael and Raphael, Uriel, those types of malachim. But Reb Shamshon Mashtrapolya explains that every single malach is yoinik his chiyus. He actually gets his sustenance, his life, from certain letters in his name. Which letters? The letters that correspond to the Shem of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the most common format that you'll find in the names of malachim, without expressly saying the names of malachim, is you'll find many malachim have an aleph and a lamed in their name, and more than that, have an aleph, a lamed, and a yud somewhere in their name. The Zohar tells us that Malach Michael is called Apatrupsa Rabsa di Yisrael, the guardian angel. Malach Michael is our guardian angel. Explains Reb Shamshon Mashtrapolya. When the Malach, so to speak, does something wrong, now Malachim don't do anything wrong, but whatever corresponds to the Malach on this world does something wrong, the way it works in the tzinoris, in the pipeline, is HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes away the letters of his name that the malach draws his chiyus from, his life from, his lifeline, and by doing so, it cuts off the ability of that malach to perform. When Klal Yisrael were nehena misudasa shel oisei rasha, when they ate at the Suda, and this Medrash Pliya, we don't exactly have this format of the Medrash, but we have a Gemara in Megillah that says somewhat similar, that Esther asked why they are nischai of klaya. So the Medrash says because they became mach v'rash. Explains Reb Shamshon Mashtrapolya. Malach Michael is the apotropos of Klal Yisrael. When Klal Yisrael were nene misudasa shel oisei rasha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took away the letters Aleph, Lamed, and Yud from Malach Michael's name. If you take the Aleph, Lamed, Yud away from Michael, you're left with Mem and Chaf. That's mach, to be poor. Likewise, Klal Yisrael, we ourselves are like a malach, and we also are yoinik our chiyus from the letters Aleph Lamed Yud in the name Yisrael. If you would take away the letters Aleph Lamed Yud from Yisrael, you get the Reish and the Shin, Rush. So the Medrash says, why are Klal Yisrael getting destroyed? Because they were nena from the Suda of Achashverosh, and they are left mach v'rush. That's why the Medrash specifically mentions these two lashonos of poverty, because it's referring to the fact that the letters Aleph Lamed Yud were taken away. And with that, beautifully explains Reb Shamshon Mashtrapolya the hemshech of the Medrash. Miyad pascha Esther. Esther opened up her mouth and she said right away the pasuk in Tehillim, capital Chav Beis, pasuk Beis, Eli, Eli, lama azavtani. Keli, Keli, my God. Why did the double lashon? Says Reb Shamshon Mashtrapolya, she wasn't just saying Hashem save me. She was saying twice Aleph Lamed Yud, Aleph Lamed Yud. to reinter that Aleph Lamed Yud back into the name of Klal Yisrael and back into the name of Michal, and by doing that to restore everything to its original grace and splendor. Esther says, Keli, Keli, Lama Zaftani, putting back in those names. The Bnei Yissaschar adds that in the Rekeach and other Sifrei HaKadmonim, it's brought down that the name of the Malach who is Sholet in Chodesh Adar is Aleph Beis Reish Chaf Yud Aleph Lamed, which probably would be pronounced something like Avrech, and then with the Yud and the Aleph Lamed at the end. So some Mefarshim explain that's Milashon of a bracha, that this is a month that HaKadosh Baruch Hu showers us with bracha. If you look at the name of this Malach, actually you'll see also there's an Aleph and Lamed Yud in his name. Bnei Yissaschar says it's Milashon of the Mishnayos and Zroim and Kalayim. There's a Maisa called Harkava, to graft something. The name of this Malach is Avarch El, which means to graft the Aleph Lamed Yud, says Bnei Yissaschar. Because Esther Amalka was trying to take the Aleph Lamed Yud, put it back into the name of Klal Yisrael, to the back in the name of Michal. We should all be zeicha to see Yeshua's Nisim v'Neflois in our lives.